and I am busy getting ready for a couple of festivals. I have an Oktoberfest outdoor event this Saturday here in my town. And then also in my town, in 2 Saturdays, I am doing Pumpkin Fest. So I wanted to make some fall signs really quickly. Not quickly. I want to make some fall signs. Let's just say that. And I was kind of digging through things and like, what do I have on hand? What can we use? And I've got these little acrylic squares that I had purchased for an in-person class. And I don't even know how many I purchased, but I definitely did not use them. I think maybe I only had 3 people, and I had purchased 10, hoping that that's how many I would have, because I didn't want to have 2. Anyway, I didn't have pre-registrations, and that was my bad. But this is an acrylic square. It's a 5x5, and I don't know, I've got several. I'm going to make 3 today, I think. I'm just going to kind of assembly line it. So I am so glad you're here for the ride. I am Dory with Prairie Scraps, and this is my channel, and I love having you here. So please come in when you come in, say hello, even if you're coming in later and watching later. So I'm going to get these open. They come on a cardboard, which is actually kind of nice because, you know, I'll be using it. So we're going to use some peanuts. This was a peanuts transfer, and I think they fit. I'm hoping they fit. Maybe they don't fit. Yeah, I think they fit exactly. So what I'm going to do is put one of each of these. So aren't these the cutest things? This is Thanksgiving pies, 5 cents. The peanuts, the pumpkin is in. It says it's got little Snoopy with the pie over here, and Lucy, who doesn't love them. And then her pie's for sale. And then I love this one too. I've already used this on a hat. I made a baseball cap, and I'm working on trying to embroider it. And it says "Be Giving," and it's Charlie Brown and Snoopy, of course, with some leaves all over. Oh, and nope, that's it. I guess I didn't. This one I did a sign on. If you saw my striped sign with Snoopy in the background, this is the one I used on a hat this last weekend. It, I don't know. There's a little Woodstock there. I didn't even see him when I did it. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today is 3 acrylic signs, I'm hoping. So we're going to try to first get into the packaging. Shrink wrap is no easy feat these days, I'm telling you. So I'm wondering how your weekends went. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I have been crafting away, although it feels like I didn't really do anything. My college student, Lydia, it was her birthday on Saturday, so we went down, and it happened to be family days. Kind of disappointing on the college side. It was like pastries with the president, and then they had a color walk, which we had no interest in getting dirty because we're an hour 15 away, so we just that was not our style. Let's just say that. All right, so these are 5x5. Oh, and the other thing I have to go with these are these Simple Shapes base, and so they just fit right into the base. So I will sell them as a little set for fall. Who doesn't love the peanuts? I'm hoping they will sell, and I'm hoping to keep them, you know, reasonably priced so that they're kind of a lower priced item to be selling at these vendor events. So I also started something new this weekend. If you haven't seen my post, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. I've been pondering it and plotting and planning. I'm actually planning on making, just threw away the cardboard. Almost threw away the cardboard. Save the cardboard. I like to use the cardboard when I'm painting things, so I just hold on to them. They come in handy for all kinds of things. Sometimes I use them for like picture backs, you know, all the things. So anyway, don't be so distracted. I can't remember what I'm doing here. All right, so one of the things I've learned about acrylic pieces, no matter where you get them, whether it's, you know, at your local craft store or if it's, you know, through Chalk Couture, which my link is down below. Also, I'm working really hard as I'm making things to put things up in my online shop. That's prairiescraps.com. So please, if you have it in you and are looking for gifts for Christmas, let me know. But all of these acrylics come with like a piece of film on it so they don't scratch, right? I struggle to get it off with my non-fingernails. And goodness sakes, this is hard. And I forgot once. I didn't forget. I didn't know when I first got some acrylic. I got some acrylic tags. I thought, these are great. Put on decor. Looks really pretty. I put them on some lanterns, and I put, some little Christmas words on them, and had them at my vendor events in the Christmas time period. And you know what? Like, thankfully they didn't sell, but I realized one day, these have a film on them. So I had chalked right over the film. So that's how I know that they have a film. So then when you peel the film off, then my whole entire design went with it. So anyway, I think I still have those in my stack of many things to do. That's what I have. Okay. Oofta, this is going to take me some time. I forgot about the prep of trying to get all that off. I wonder if there's an easy way to get it off. And I apologize if you hear a whole bunch of noise going on. It's because my city has decided to dig out the ditch that goes the whole length. Our property goes an entire block on one side, and it has a drainage ditch for the city on it. And they've decided to go ahead and dig it out. Last week they started, I think it was Thursday they went through. I was gone for like not very long, and they did about a third of the ditch. And just, if you follow me on Facebook, you probably saw a picture. Today they came apparently to finish it off, but they made a huge swimming pool because they drain the city well through our lawns, basically, in this ditch that they have the right of way for. So anyway, yeah, no control there, but what do you do? And apparently they just, somebody commented, yep, looks like they did it honey badger style. And that's basically what it looks like. They ripped up, we've been, caring for the lawn. I have ditch lilies in there. He came for the ditch lilies today. He didn't get them last week. So no more ditch lilies. He just carved them right out. And it's rough, and there's spots where, they're not, my husband's like, are they going to smooth it out? Like, they just dug it down to dirt, down where it drains from under the road on the corner on the back side of our property. There was some big rock there that originally the city put in there, I'm pretty sure, so that when the water comes through, it like has something to drop on. I don't know why it's so deep, actually. And it never pools, it never overflows, so it's not like a necessity. And his attitude is, the city manager, his attitude when we've talked to him in the past about things is like, this is mine and I can do what I want because we own it. And I'm like, well, if you own it, maybe come and take care of it. I guess it's my fault then that they're here, but that was 2 years ago or a year and a half ago because we were trying to put a fence in for the dog, and he's like, basically tried to tell us we couldn't use like any of our property on the side of our house all the way out to the street. That it wasn't ours. It's his. It's the city's, I guess. Which I get there's a right of way, but at least make it look nice. It's my lawn. We've been mowing it. We've been caring for it. They don't do anything. We've been weed eating. It takes hours. It takes my husband a whole few hours to get it weed eated. So it's sort of annoying. Okay, I got all these done. Whew, that was hard work getting that done. And I'm realizing as I'm looking at this, they're really hard to see on camera. So I might bring those cardboards back so you can see. They're there. Okay, so we're going to do one at a time. Because these are acrylic, we're going to work really hard. This one has already been used. Like I said, I used this on a hat and put little Snoopy going into the leaves. I didn't even see Woodstock on there, but he's there. So we're going to paint him up. But I'm hoping this will be a quick and easy project. Keep in mind, For you, it'll take you a third of the time, maybe even less if you can get the acrylic or the film off. I'm not very good at the film. Just started blowing or something. But I tell you what, when you do your crafting in the camper, you can hear everything. It's like a craft camper, but going on outside. I am just fussing this really, really well. And this just makes it a little less sticky. It'll still stick, but we don't want it to stick so hard that it rips off rips the transfer apart when we stick it onto the acrylic. So I'm going to stick this on. We'll give this a go. Getting this here. I want all of Snoopy to be on here. Kind of want him to look centered. Although I know from working in, and the great thing about our transfer, these are reusable transfers. So like I said, I've already used Mr. Jump into the Leaf Pile Snoopy in Woodstock once. And I used him on a hat with ink this weekend. I'm working on outlining Woodstock because I didn't even know he was there when I was putting him on. That was the funny thing, I guess. Want Snoopy's ears. But if you have room, whenever you put things in a stand or if you put a bow on the top, make sure you shift to the right way for how you're going to end up your whole decoration. In this case, I'm going to put it on, let's see if we can find my black. I got a new black. I was completely out of black. I'm going to just double check here. Yeah, no, that's dry. I kind of just have these black jars here. We'll open up a new one. This is black velvet. This is a washable paste. And so the only downfall to these little acrylic pieces is that if you scratch the surface, you are going to scratch off my painting. So they are a little bit fragile in that sense, but like I said, I'm gonna try to keep the cost down so that it is something that's not, you know, being a designer, I do get like 40% off all my supplies. So I take that in consideration. So usually when I kind of consider that 40%. When I go to sell this, I'll sell it basically for the cost of the supplies, the retail cost. And so I get 40% off as a designer. And I'm just going to use black to outline this on one side. And then that's what I basically, that 40% then is usually, or a little bit more. I try to make it around 50% what I personally make for my time, my creativeness, when I go to turn around and sell it. So that's how I keep my prices low. And maybe I'm undercutting myself a little bit, but I also want my stuff to sell and for people to be able to afford it. And in my area, well, people don't always pay for decor as much. Okay, I'm just taking it kind of slow here. Oh, he is so cute. So cute. Let me put that down here, and then I'm going to put this back on the backing, and that is totally washable. Our paste is washable, and this transfer is reusable. So I'll just put it under water and use one of our board erasers to clean it off, and on both sides. And then when it's done washing, I'll flip it upside down and let it dry for about 20 minutes, sticky side up, and then put it back on the backing, and we'll use it again up to 12 times. So if you take good care of it, it will be many, many uses. But oh my goodness, isn't he cute? Aren't they cute? So I'm going to set this one aside and let it start to dry, and we're going to work on the next one. We're going to do this Be Giving one. And I'm using the black. I'm in the back of my head, I'm sort of thinking about the fact that maybe it would be best to use brown because we're doing fall, but I'm resisting. I'm going to use the black because cartoons, the Snoopy, the Peanuts cartoons were always done in black outline. And we're going to come in and we're going to fill in a little Snoopy on the background. I'm gonna make him white because when you set that into a stand to stand up, I'm trying to look around here, see if I have a little stand somewhere. Oh, I do. I have one. Yay. When you put him in the stand, he's going to be clear. So I want some of this, which I like that for the effect of it. But also I want to be able to have a little artisticness with it. But this is like, this is going to be the easy peasy version of, what am I trying to say? Easy peasy version of creativeness. Okay, so I'm going to move him up because when he sets in that channel, there's a, like, you know, I don't know, a third of an inch or so. I'm on the thirds today. In there. So he does set down in there. So if you can move him up, that is highly advisable. Oh, it just fits on this little 5x5, like it was made like a glove here. So I did move him up a little bit because he will sink down into that side to side. All right. There we go. Snoopy and Charlie Brown. This turned out really good. I did it on one of our simple shapes and then put it on a simple tag. I've got that. I think I have that listed on my website too. Hasn't sold yet that I know of. But anyway, I did that one in brown. But I ended up I started out doing it just like in white and it wasn't dark enough. So I ended up going back and replacing it. That's the nice thing about these transfers. You can reposition it. And you don't have to weed. There's no weeding involved whatsoever. So we're just going to put this on here. So this is going to be sort of like, you know, color by number. We don't have the numbers. It's your own design. You could do what you want. All right, here we go. Another peel to reveal. So we place the transfer down, paste it with our squeegee, and then the best part, peel to reveal. That one is pretty bold, the lettering. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, so cute. All right, again, putting this on the backing, and I will go wash that in the sink in a little bit when we are finished here. Wherever my wipe went, let me show you that. There's like little leaves going through the bee. What is, oh, he's got, I don't know what he's got in his hand. Oh, it's the dog dish. I was like, what is that in his hand? It's a dog dish. I guess I should put this behind it so you can see. Isn't he cute? He's giving Snoopy his dog dish. That's what it is. Be giving. I was like, I don't know what he's got in his hands there. So I'm going to set that aside, let that dry, and we're going to go on to the third one. Because this comes in a pack of, so this transfer has 3 transfers. This is a new size of transfer. I think it's called a D size transfer that we have. I just cut them apart because it's long and, you know, 6 inches, it's like 6 inches by 18 inches, I guess would be the size. So we've got several different transfers that have come out on this size. And so I'm just cutting them because then they fit into my binder that I keep all my transfers in. So this one has never been used. This is Lucy and her little pie selling stand. And I figured these I could just put on the table in their little easels for sale and just kind of put them behind each other because you'll be able to, like, looking down, be able to see them. So it'll just be like a row of these. I'm working really hard to, like, kind of change up the way I'm doing my vendor events a little bit. It's just not working. I've been doing vendor stands, you know, like the craft shows for a long time, long time, years and years. I did them in Wisconsin with some friends, and we would do this elaborate, like, and I would still do it that way if these were like vintage markets. But what I find is that people in this area are, I don't know if they're not ready for me, but they liked it when I first came. Like, I would do this elaborate, I have ladders and shelves and things like that, and this elaborate, like, everything decorated kind of thing. Now I'm kind of trying to go to like, these are all my, you know, 5x5 signs and have them in a row kind of thing. And then I've been going more to the t-shirts. This weekend I'll be doing the bleached flannels. So lots of different options. All right, now we need to get Snoopy in tight. Oh, and Lucy's stand. Oh boy, that's a tight fit. It is a tight fit in the grass, and a little bit of Snoopy kind of goes off the bottom edge. I don't know what he's sitting on here. And what is under here? This might take... Sometimes when you put the transfers on, even though you could see everything, it doesn't always make sense. So sometimes you just have to, like... That beeping, it's been going for, like they're taking away all my ground. They're taking it all away in a big garbage truck. So they're like scooping it up, putting it in a dump truck and hauling it off. At least that they're doing. Who is honking? It's a crazy Monday here in Grangeville. Like nothing ever happens around here. So this is big happenings to get my ditches. Thank you for the thumbs up. By the way, put thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. This is my crafting channel. All right. Hopefully this went okay because I do see now that I'm looking at it from an angle. I'm going to try to reveal this here. I'm going to go this side because I don't have something I can grab onto it. I kind of need to grab on the edge. You do want to peel from the middle and not at an angle because that stretches it at an angle. Oh my gosh. They are cute. These are so cute. So these are not available, these Snoopy ones, but there are some Snoopy the same size. If you like the Peanuts gang, say Peanuts down below. But there are some Christmas ones. So the Peanuts are going to, you know, run out. They're going quick. So if you want them, there's some cute ones. And they're the classic. We have the rights to use just about all of the old Peanuts stuff because it's his 75th birthday. Thanksgiving pies, 5 cents. The pumpkin is in. Remember the great pumpkin? Oh, it's Woodstock down there. Do you see? Woodstock is way down there on the bottom corner. I didn't know. Okay, so we'll go back to our first one that we did. And now, so I printed on this side, and this side is now nice and dry. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to turn over the cardboard too, so it's not white, because I want to see where and we're going to start painting this side. And we are going to use bright white because Snoopy is white. That's where I'm going to start. Is the white. So start with be Captain Obvious, right? Captain Obvious here. Plus that whenever, oops, that is green. Don't know what's going on. Ooh, and that is glow in the dark. I do glow in the dark. Our glow in the dark paste. This is vanilla. Doesn't show up very much though. So you have to kind of do the color first and then glow in the dark on top of it. That's kind of fun. There it is. I don't know why the bright white was so buried. And this is the time to use those different, you know, pastes when we're doing the brushing. It's a good time to use up the bits and pieces when you're kind of down to the bottom of the barrel. All right. Oop, this is definitely a down. See, I'm down to the bottom of the barrel, but that's okay. We got plenty. All right. And before I closed it up, I went ahead and did a little spritz of, if you've been watching me for any time, I always, if my pastes are getting kind of dry, I'll just add a little bit of spritz in the bottom of the paste before I close it up when I'm done. I'm making a royal mess here. All right, Snoopy, see if I can. Now this doesn't have to be exact. And I'm on the back side. So just a reminder, I am painting on the back side. And so I kind of want it in the lines, but you don't have to get in all the lines, if that makes sense. And I don't think I'm going to do his little collar a different color, at least not yet. I'm going to take a look and see. So I'm just trying to watercolor the background behind. So you don't have to, worry about, like if I did this on the front side, you'd have to really be inside those black lines. You could do it that way as well, but because you could see through, it's kind of cool effect. You can see right through. So sometimes if you get your paste a little too watery, it will, there we go. And because it's acrylic, it'll come off pretty easily, and this is washable. So all of those ands, but look. So it looks to me like, isn't he cute? It looks to me like I need to get, ooh, I did go out of the lines. You guys. All right, so I'm going to just grab my little tool here. It's got a little pointer, and as soon as that is dry, I'm just going to scratch it off until I get it back to where the black line is. And it looks to me like I might have to do a little bit thicker outline, like it's because it's kind of bubbling back because it's too watery. So I'm just going to go over it a second time. There's a little piece of hair stuck in my brush, and make that a little bit thicker so that it looks more solid. So Snoopy looks more realistic. The nice thing is you can kind of stay in the lines only because you're like able to see, Let's see. I haven't done this very much, so this is an easy peasy project. This would be fun to do with kids because they can paint in, and you could even do the whole background one solid color. You wouldn't have to try to get it into, Snoopy's certain spots. You wouldn't have to try to be as specific about it. You could just do the whole background in oranges or whatever. All right. How does he look? I think he's looking better. Isn't he cute? Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Doesn't Snoopy just make you smile? He is so cute. Let me see if that helps. His little bottom of his mouth wasn't painted in, I don't think, but... And some of it's going to look, because depending on the angle you look at, it's also going to, like, maybe not show up as much. Oops. Just trying to get it on the inside. I may do a little cleanup. Clean up an aisle. Snoopy. I went to Hobby Lobby then on Saturday when I was visiting my daughter. We did a little Hobby Lobby trip. And got her some decorations for her window for Thanksgiving. She loves the fall, and I made her, on my membership, I made her a little tag sign for the fall. Maybe I should have done Snoopy, but it was cute. It said, "Oh my gourd, I love fall most of all." All right, we're going to get that clean. And I actually think, I need to get the yellow for woodstock so that I don't lose woodstock in the pile of leaves here first. And I think I have, that's sunny side. I think I have the woodstock color. It was out. Nope, that's Bumblebee. I might be lying. Nope, Pucker. Well, it's a bright yellow. Any of these would work, actually. There it is. Have it. It was a color of the month. It's called Woodstock. That was so exciting. It even says peanuts on it. So we got Woodstock and paste. I think I might even, I had Pucker, I guess, on ink, which is pretty close to the same color. So we got to get Woodstock, because Woodstock is a certain color, right? Oh, all right, let's see what we can do here. I don't want to go as wet. I want to get him. He's kind of hard to fill in. I remember doing Woodstock on my t-shirt. He's kind of hard to fill in because I don't know where to start and stop with his hair. His hair is like probably how mine looks right now. Kind of up and everywhere. It's Monday. I almost forgot to do my hair, actually. I decided to do something special with my daughter this morning, and so we did her homecoming poster. It's homecoming week here. Oh my gosh, he is so cute, isn't he? Let me put that there. He's pretty cute. You see how his hair is like pokey? I don't know where to go with the yellow there. Okay, so we got Woodstock on there. I think I'm going to get a smaller brush out here. And we are going to, I'm just going to do kind of a mix. This is Hey Pumpkin of like different, I think I'll just use a couple of oranges. Marmalade, and I'm going to try to do these leaves just randomly. But of course, you guys know how I am about random. Random is not easy. Random is not easy. But I love the fall colors, and of course, I love my leaves in the fall colors. So just put a little water in the lid, and I'm going to use that to get into here. We're just going to randomly try to do some of the leaves. This is so, like I have carpal tunnel, and my carpal tunnel has definitely been bothering me a lot lately. I'm probably not helping it out very much. And I'm just gonna kind of just do random. In here, they're not really clearly defined, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna stay, and it's okay if we get it all mixed up. I think, anyway. You can do this how you want. You could do the whole thing. You can individually try to color them in. I think that's a lot of work. Probably more than I want to do. Let me show you that. So there's that. Is that coming along? Oh, I didn't get any above Woodstock that are orange. Try to get a couple. I love the oranges. Those are my favorite colors. Favorite colors. Okay, then we're moving on to this other one. This one's called Hey Pumpkin. I think there's another color that looks like it. It might be. And every time I look at it, I think it does not look good at all. But every time I use it, I'm so impressed. So I just have to have a little bit more faith in it. Let's see if we can find another good brush so I don't have to keep washing it, because I think I always like to get my bristle wet because before I start, just because it makes it more bendable if you use them and then use them over and over. So this, I'm gonna try to get all of these up here kind of done. Oops. And like I said, I think it's okay to go a little bit outside of it. It's okay if you have to, like, if you use different colors to fill in. If it's a little more watercolored, I think we'll see. You guys can be the judge of it, but I think it's gonna like just make it that much, give it that much more character. I guess the smarter thing would have been to do the lighter color first, so I don't dip darker into lighter paint, but we're not going to be that thick into it. So I'm just sort of going in and filling in all the places I don't have the darker orange. And that darker orange color is Marmalade. That was a new color. It's an en vogue color that just came out this fall. I love it. I love the darker colors. We have a little bit here in Idaho in the mountains. We have a little bit of the fall, but we're so dry that I think we do not get the wide variety like the Midwest gets in colors of fall. So it's sort of disappointing. Like you'll see it like 1 or 2 days and then it's gone because the leaves fall off. All right, let me hold this up. Let's take a look at that. Oh my gosh, is that not cute? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Now, like I said, this is, you know, it's a little risky, like as far as a picture goes, because it's, if you scratch it, it will come off. And I don't want to seal it because that it's nice and shiny. I don't think you can seal it without shading it. Now, once we get this all done and dried, you could do a whole background, you know, kind of fill in more of the background if you wanted, right over the top of it to make it even more solid, but I'm not. We are just, in fact, I'm kind of being cautious about overlapping here, and I probably don't need to very much because we can just fill it all in. I think I got all those leaves. It doesn't matter. I could go over the top of the orange, although the darker orange is not completely dry, so I'm afraid if I go over it, it will not be there. This is kind of therapeutic. Do you guys love to craft? I don't usually love to paint because I don't feel like I do very good, but this is sort of like, you know, this is not hard. And I'm, you know, get the brushes or get a handle thing if you have carpal tunnel or arthritis. These are actually from a friend of mine, the brushes. It's got this, it's a essential stencil. I won those in a drawing too. Like if you saw my post the other day. Okay, I think I have it. I do want to get some, I see like there's less really dark. I want to make sure I get good pigmentation of this color throughout. And also I want to fill all the gaps because I don't want it to be see-through. So I'm being a little more aggressive with my color right now because I don't want it to be see-through. I don't want to have opaque leaves. Although, you know, in the fall, that kind of happens, doesn't it? Okay. Oh my goodness. I love that. This one's going to be hard to part with. This one is going to be hard. I think if it sells, I might have to get one for myself. All right, I'm going to set this aside and let this dry for a minute, and I will show you how that looks in the stand too. All right, oh, this one's some fall leaves. We'll do the Be Giving because we've got fall leaves here. We've got Snoopy and white. Let's get this shut here. Just kind of keeping out all the colors. What do you guys think? I would love to hear what you think. Do you love Snoopy? Who's your favorite character? I have to say Snoopy is probably my favorite. Ooh, not on the right side, so I'm turning it over so it's backwards. I almost boo-booed. That would have been bad. Although, you know, it's crafting. It's all fixable. Get his little tail. Did I not have a tail? Oh, I did. It was fatter. It didn't look as tiny. All right. I think I have some. I was checking to make sure I don't have any woodstock on this one. See, now I can do the whole ear. I don't have to be careful. But I did notice that I kind of like it better if it stays in the line, so we're working hard to do that. All right, let's check that out. Can't really see that with, there we go. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Isn't he cute? Love it. So anytime you can, you know, hit that little thumbs up button, that helps me out. Helps my channel out, helps get it out to other people. So I appreciate anything you can do in that regard. Okay, I do think I want his bowl, his dog dish, to be red. So I need to look for, of course, I think I have reds in the bottom. In the bottom, I have a stack of pastes here. I keep them in containers because once it starts freezing out here, I gotta take them inside. If I don't have heat. Ooh, speaking of which, I gotta get a heater. To try the. I prefer to kind of just keep the heat going. I don't know. I'm kind of looking for the brighter colors here. I think I want cherry. There it is. I see it. A lot of different, like, oop, I lost one. Came flying out. All right, one more brush. Oh, my cherry is gone. That is gone. Or not cherry, yeah. I'm gonna put some water. It is water based, so if you just add a little water, let it soak. My candy apple is a goner. So I'm gonna see if my cherry is. It feels very light, so I'm thinking it is. It definitely is. I really wanted red for his little bowl. What are we gonna do? This one's Cabaret. I might use that. These two need some help. Just gonna set them up there so I kind of keep an eye on them. I know that I thought I bought some cherry. So I think I have some around here, but let's find another brush. Smaller one. Good to see you all today on Monday. Appreciate you all. A little water on the lid, so I have that for my brush. Like I said, just get it wet to start with, so it kind of just brings all the bristles together. I even do that when I'm like painting houses. I do that. So this one is called Cabaret. I think that's a color. I think that's a color right now. I'm not even sure. I'm just gonna do his bowl in Cabaret, and I think we need to do his dog food in brown. Oh, what is skin color? This is the part where it gets complicated. Charlie Brown needs skin color. I should have maybe looked up what color. I know it's a mix. All right. I'm gonna say that it was like maybe a little white. Wish me luck, right? And some of the, I don't know, one of the oranges, I want to say there's like a peachy color. This is what they need to come out with, is something that is skin colored. Or at least Charlie Brown and Lucy's skin color. Is that too much to ask, do you think? I thought it was more like a peachy color. I have this peach color. I don't know if it'll be the key. And boy, that is getting close to dried up. So I'm not going to need very much. So I'm going to put that in there. We'll get some white, if I can. I've also got Lucy, so I guess I need to remember that. I need a little bit of water, I think, because these were both very thick. Do I need a tad of red put the cabaret in there. I don't know. I think I've seen some little recipes for making it, but I feel like a chemist. I'm not good at the color mixing. I will be honest about that. Let's see if we can gather this up. I think it's going to be close. I'm just going to go with it. I don't have a huge amount of patience for it. So that was kind of like a, 50-50 of the peach cobbler and bright white. And then I just put in a tad of that, just like a brush full of that cabaret. So it gave it just a little bit more reddish tone. I don't know. And I'm telling you, I know not what I'm doing. So maybe don't, take it for granted, but I'm going to give it a try. This is why I've hesitated putting any of the other ones on shirts and trying to do their color. I don't know. And maybe it's not going to matter. I think maybe I'm overthinking it. But we'll get Charlie Brown kind of colored in here. I know I'll have to do a little more research. You could tell me what you think when I get done. What you think? So Monday morning, what kinds of things do you guys do on Mondays? Ooh, I do see that Woodstock, because it's Charlie Brown's shirt is that Woodstock color, that Peanuts color. All right. I'm going to get this Lucy over here too, because we're doing the same color. I don't want it to dry up. Let me show you that. Might be I don't know. Might be a little pale. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty close. Don't you? I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with myself, you guys. So peach cobbler, a little bit of white, a little bit of cabaret to make the reddish come out. All right, Lucy. I love Lucy. I made myself a shirt and then ended. Oop, I did the wrong side. Dang it. You guys. I painted on the wrong side. I didn't turn it over. You're supposed to scream at me. Shoot. Okay. I'm dabbing it so it doesn't smear. Because definitely the chalk will reactivate. Look I got it off. Got it off. All right, turn it upside down. Do not do what I do, not what I say, or do what I say, not what I do, because that was one of those situations where it was not good. Boy, this little Snoopy, I thought it was not going to be much because there's black all over the beginning, so I didn't think there was going to be a whole lot of coloring in, but it's a lot more than our little Snoopy jumping in, Snoopy in Woodstock, isn't it? All right, we're on the back side. There are no emergencies in crafting, right? Everything is fixable. So I could have just taken it all off because this is, pretty, it's washable, and this is a nice, slick surface, so it would have come off. So even if I had to start over with the black part, it would have been okay. We can always fix it. Everything is fixable. What is that? I don't know what that is. Most of Lucy's outline is her hair, so that's kind of nice. I have a little bit more grace given to me. Okay, as far as painting. I think it's good, don't you? I'm excited about that. Okay, we'll set Lucy aside. We'll set our little experiment over here aside. If I was smart, I would have gone through and done all the Snoopies at the same time with the same brush, right? And then we would have gone one by one through everything. Okay, so I want to get just a teensy bit of brown in here for, I don't know what, does Snoopy eat regular dog food? Do you guys know? I haven't followed for years any of the Snoopy anything, so I don't know. I'm just gonna color it brown. I'm assuming that he does normal dog food that's kind of brown. Hopefully I'm right. Okay. I like hear screaming or something. I don't know what it is. Don't know. Okay. And then we want that yellow fellow on his shirt, I think. I don't know why, but I printed off a picture. Like, I kind of looked up when we first started getting the Peanuts stuff this fall. Oh, that was orange. Dang it. Thought I had one going that was yellow. I guess I do, but that was the wrong one. I used the orange, and it's got hair on it. That's not good. I'm going to use that one I can wipe. Because it doesn't matter, because we're on the back side. That's the cool thing about using the back side. Oops, I just used the wrong. Is that the right one? That one's kind of an orange too. Thought I had a yellow. All right, be that way. I'm gonna start a new one for the yellow. I want to make sure it looks yellow. Oh, I think I see some more of his arm. I may or may not know which brush goes anymore to what here. I might be confused. I'm just saying. So I think any of our yellows would totally work for this colors, but it's a good reason to pay attention to what the color of the month is, because you never know. About the only thing I've used it for is Woodstock so far. But we have had Pucker, and Pucker is in ink, and that's what I use for Woodstock. In ink. Do I need any yellow over there? Oh, it looks like, oh yeah. I need Woodstock over there. What in the world did I just do? I find Woodstock very intimidating to paint. Like I said, I can't figure out where to end with his hair. I can't do it with his hair. I think this is going to be... All right. See, it would have been smarter to do all of the different colors, right? Each color individually. Then I went to mixed up my brushes, and I could just wash them out. Also, it might work better to do... Oh, you know where else I needed brown? Now that I'm looking at this. Getting his... I don't know what color his socks are, so I'm just doing yellow. He's got a new wardrobe today. I need his shoes done in brown. Brown, brown. This is kind of fun. Could you imagine, like, being the inventor of... That one's very orange. Of Peanuts. I can't imagine, like, Schultz. I don't know what his first name is. I can't imagine what he thought when he first started doing it, that it was going to last, 75 years, and that people still like all of, oh, I was telling you about Hobby Lobby. So I went in Hobby Lobby this last weekend, and Snoopy is everywhere this fall. Everywhere. So much fun. Okay, so I just did his shoes. And now I just have the leaves to do. His red bowl is not very red, but I think the yellow socks look pretty good, don't you? Isn't it cute? Cute, cute, cute. All right, so we need to get the darker orange. I'm going to start with darker orange. I think I like the darker orange, but... And it's okay if it doesn't, you know... We saw with the other leaves, it doesn't have to be exact. You can kind of just slop it on there. And it looks okay. And there's some behind this bee, so it's okay if you just color it in. But random, I find very hard. So it's kind of hard to do random. My opinion. I feel like everything, I don't know, I guess maybe it's human nature to kind of go in a pattern. Hello, Cherry. Thank you. This is actually very fun. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried this to do these acrylics, this is very fun. I did it for a class. I guess it was last spring, maybe last winter. And it was kind of our first class we did locally. And I had all these left over. So I'm just trying to get some made. Hopefully it won't be all not. And, you know, I'm not a great painter at all. So this is kind of fun. And you can totally, like, I think we're done. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, so cute. And it's okay. Some of those are a little bit off. That's okay. If you are picky about it, you can go in and kind of scratch it off once it's dry. Okay, let me show you like how this will look. Just like that. I don't know if you can see that. Isn't that adorable? Just sitting on your desk or your mantle. Great little way. College students. This would be a great little gift for college students, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh, so cute. Cute, cute. Love me some Snoopy. Peanuts gang. Love, love, love. Okay, one last one. What are we gonna do? Spit in my shoe. I think I got some cherry over here. So we are gonna use the cherry because I know for a fact that Lucy's stand is red. So we need cherry paste. And I have a singles packet here of cherry paste that I had open. And so I just let it kind of dry up on the edge, just clipped it off, and then I'll just use a little bit. Oop, that's probably a lot of it. See, I just leave it like this for the next time because there's plenty in there for several projects. And I know already I've used it for several projects. So it's gotten that one singles packet definitely has gone for several. Let's see if we can find another. It would be easier just to wash. Oh, I don't want to use that little tiny one. This one I know is kind of soft bristled, and I don't like that. That's teeny tiny too. All right, well, soft bristle it is. Get us a little water going over here. Oops, picked up some of Lucy. Well, I guess now that I'm in the Lucy's, maybe I'll color it in. She's kind of light. Opaque is maybe what I should say. She's kind of opaque. Anyway, I was thinking that probably when Charles Schultz, that's who it is, Charles, I couldn't think of the name. Charles Schultz started drawing these 75 years ago. I'm thinking he probably had no idea how long Snoopy would be around, right? Let's see if we can make this little. You know what? I'm having regrets about this because I can see that the bristle is not good enough for me. Thank you, Cherry. Yeah, so much fun. So much fun to do these. All right, here we go. Ready or not, we're going to do Lucy's stand in Cherry. I think I would prefer Candy Apple Red for a color, but my red was also kind of dried up. I think I'm going to have to go through all my colors and double check what I need. I just ordered, like, I'm running out. I have been doing Chalk Couture for like 6 years now, so some of them, definitely I've gotten my use out of all of my chalks, and I usually use them right to the last drop. I'm very conservative with my usage. I want this to be nice and solid. Wish me luck for this. Again, I can like feel my carpal tunnel working against me for this. It's not easy, but it's enjoyable. And it's probably better, I think a lot of days, it's probably better to be using it than, like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. I'm trying to think what color Lucy's shirt is. Was it purple? I don't know. Anybody know what color Lucy's shirt is? It's weird going over the lettering because I keep thinking, oh goodness. So really, I think we've been on, well, I guess it's been an hour now, but we're getting 3 of these done. So it probably take you less than 30 minutes to do one. This one seems a little bit more, I need to get going because we have to homeschool today. This one seems a little bit more tedious. There's a lot more on it, I think, a lot more involved. And I may have some regrets about doing red first, but I really wanted to get this kind of colored in. I'm gonna have to let it dry because sometimes the more you start wiping on it, the more it comes off. So we'll let that dry, and then we are going to try to put some white on Snoopy. White on Snoopy. No, I think I need something. I'm gonna have to start washing here. Start washing. Oh, that was the red one. Okay. I need to get Snoopy painted though. Oh, I was wondering about that. I was thinking is it a dark blue or a light blue? I think you're right. I was thinking blue too. It's funny, my daughters and I have been doing these vendor booths together for a long time. And we're pretty good at if one of us can, oh, what is his collar? Maybe his collar he's got a little cape on. Snoopy does. Is he the Red Baron? Is that what's going on? Can I do his cape blue? Because I'm thinking I put a little blue on his cape and then a little blue on her shirt. Anyway, So whatever, it's, I think the hardest thing about doing vendor events is um, trying to figure out pricing. So when we do pricing, we're really good about, we'll call each other, because when my daughter did this last night, it was kind of funny. So she's crocheting these beautiful little, they're so adorable, these cute little pumpkins for these festivals that we're doing for the next 2 weekends. And anyway, she's like, how much do you think they should be for a set of 3? Or I don't even know. Maybe it was the trees she was asking me. She's doing trees and pumpkins. That's what she's doing. And she goes, how much do you think I should price these? And I'm like, because it's hard, because you don't want to tell somebody, oh, like underprice what they were thinking, or make them feel bad, about what they've made. Oh, shoot. I think he had a tongue. I just realized Snoopy's tongue is sticking out. So I need to do his tongue in red. That's funny. It looks like it's in a weird place. I think it's his tongue. Let me show you how we've gone so far. Anyway, so she was asking me, well, how much do you think these should be? And I said, well, do you think 25 is enough? And she was like, yep, that's what I was thinking too. So we're pretty good at guessing each other's. Actually, I think the red looks pretty good, but do you see his tongue? Does that look right? Ugh. Not my favorite. I need like one of these little tiny brushes to get in there. Where's my tool? Take some off. I've lost my tool. Oh, there it is. I'm like, I've lost my tool. So anyway, I think I'll do her shirt in blue. Thank you so much, Cherry. But anyway, so we're pretty good at like, because that's exactly what I was thinking. It's just funny because when I ask her, she's like thinking the same, but it's hard to like price your stuff and not like overprice things. And you want to have the right price. You want it to sell, but you want to make some money. And handmade items are really tough. They're really tough for selling, because it's hard to like get paid for your actual time. It's really hard. Oh, my white is kind of thick here. Afraid to add water though. See, I can go over that tongue once it's dry, and actually that worked out really good. I didn't get any red on my brush from it. Sometimes I can't wait, and then it's a disaster. Okay, so I think we're gonna, I don't know, is Snoopy the Red Baron, or is it one of the Woodstock? I don't know really. Oops, it's the wrong side. Here we go. Oh, he's cute. He's cute. Okay, that worked. That brush got a little much on there. Put a little bit of water in there. I don't want to go too much because I don't want it to be too soupy. But I think we're done with the white. And I know that I'm on the final peg here. If you come back and watch, I would highly suggest, oh, I found my red. I found all my reds. They're sitting over here. That's why I don't have any red. Huh. Oh boy. Nope, that's not what I want. I want my camel, but I think I'm gonna have to, this is too thick. I did some stuff with my camel. I added some stuff to it, but I got a new camel. I thought I would never use up my camels, and then I wanted to do some like texture, and so I put baking soda into one of my camels to make texture. It didn't work out so good for me, so that was kind of a wash. But anyway, my camel's kind of thick, more than thick, too thick. All right, let's see what we can do here. Quick, brand new camel. I know the pies are this is going to be a good color. So it's probably one of my least favorite colors, but it ends up being like on a lot of things. Camel does. Oh, and maybe this pie should be orange in the center, so it looks like it's a pumpkin pie. Is that enough? Now you can't see the pies. We're gonna call these apple pies up here because they have a cover on them, I think. But this one I think is gonna need. Geez, this is getting technical now. This is gonna need some Hey Pumpkin, because I think that's gonna be the pumpkin look. Right? It's only right. Oops, that's my camo. Oops. We definitely got the brushes mixed up now. Ooh, that's gonna be a really pretty color. Well, and I don't know what color. Maybe I'll do blue pie tins. I don't like to do too many colors because I don't, I want it to go with people's decor or idea of decor. Okay, so that was the pumpkin. And now we need blue, some sort of blue. Let's see. And I'm going to do the same blue. Look, pie plates can be blue. It's kind of a farmhouse color, right? Let's get all these put away. Blue is on the other side of my green here. I try to keep them all sort of organized, even though I have to kind of move things around to get to them. Let's see. Ooh, I think this is going to be a nice color. This is called Retro, and it was a color of the month. I'm currently on a long bus ride with minimal phone service. Oh, good. Well, welcome. Thank you for tuning in when you're busy. All right, I'm gonna get that off here. I need a drink. Sorry, I've been trying to hurry. I used to take the bus home when I was in college all the time. And it can be, other than people watching, that can be kind of entertaining sometimes. So I'm making the pie plates blue. I think it'll work. Make sense? I think that works. And now Lucy's shirt, blue. I thought, oh, I'll just whip these up really quick. I thought, but you got to keep in mind I'm doing 3 of them, so that's why it's taken me over an hour now, I guess. Sorry. I do try to keep it short, but because I'm doing multiples, kind of a mass production, sometimes that happens, especially when you're doing events. You just end up kind of trying to do several of each item. Can't figure out what's on here. Okay. There's a little goober on there. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I think she is cute. All that decision about blue, and he's got a little cape on. I think his cape needs to be darker. Little cape on there. Oh my gosh. Aren't they cute? I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't have to be necessarily your favorite, but it certainly does make you smile, doesn't it? Snoopy just makes you smile. A little darker on the blue. She looks good. Alrighty, I think we got it. I sure appreciate you guys for hanging out. I totally get it if you had to fast forward. I think the blue is perfect too. I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, let me show you this one complete. Oh my goodness, aren't they cute? So cute. And maybe I'll probably go through the red one more time just to make it darker. But I really thank you for being here. It has been just a wonderful, joyful time. I hope you have a very blessed week. Happy Monday. And make sure you keep on crafting. Thanks so much.